Hello, it's Amy with Paper Moon Journals, and welcome to the channel. Welcome back to returning subscribers. I have this cutest fairy horse journal. I don't know if the fairies are really, or the horses are really tiny and fairy sized, or if the fairies are human sized and riding human-sized horses. Either way, it's cute, it's adorable. I layered up the cover. The center is actually the deepest part of the center. I curled around the edges and added gold wax and things like that. There's an appropriate amount of lace. I just make each project what I feel like it needs to be. So this one has a nice amount or delicate amount of lace. I thought it went nice with the fairies and horses theme, and maybe not everything needs to be all tied up. Sometimes it happens that the extra silk threads will get attach themselves together to the other ones in the bow. So I took care of that, got it all open. I love the little metal crown that she's wearing. So what I'll do is I'll sit here, I'll go through all the ephemera and the different pages. This is already listed for sale in my Etsy shop. So I'll put a link to the listing for both the digital kit by Pixie Dust Files and the journal, and the both available on Etsy. And then of course I use a lot of other Pixie Dust Files kits, but the main kit that inspired this was the Fairytale horses. And of course there's some leftovers from a pad of Stamperia paper, some cut aparts from there. I had a lot of fun putting this together. If you have any questions, please let me know. And I hope you enjoy this. I'll put on some hopefully pleasant music and then meet you back here at the end. Thank you for checking it out and giving it a look. That gold colored trim is Dresden trim, and then I like to say at least a dozen different types of lace. And this was a project that I made earlier in the summer, and then apparently just never made the YouTube video for. So this is what I would call my old style, or because I got sick in July and everything takes way more glitter now than it used to. I did go back and add glitter to a couple of the things and pages after I finished this video, because that's how ingrained this new glittery attitude is for me. But otherwise things are pretty much the same with my style, aside from deciding that things need more glitter than I used to believe. So yeah, I'm going through on the new projects at least a bottle of glitter per project. And before, I would use it more sparingly. I'd make sure at least 3 or 4 pages or items per signature would be glittered up, and that would kind of be it. I would limit myself so that I wouldn't burn through the Stickles glitter so fast. But instead, I'm using over a bottle of Stickles glitter per project. Because I love the diamond glitter, goes great with everything, and so I use like a whole bottle of that, and then I'll also use gold, silver, pink, or other colors of Stickles glitter. So yeah, so I spend quite a bit of money on these things. I know it might seem like it's free or it's cheap, but between buying all the digitals, the printer only lasts so long. I had to replace my printer this year. When I sell my journals, it includes the shipping cost, which has gotten higher and higher, and of course all my Etsy fees, which have also gotten higher and higher. I spend at least 80 hours on these projects, and they're really a labor of love, especially even more so now that I spend time working on them when I'm not feeling the best. I really put my heart and soul into focusing on making them as magical and beautiful as I can. This project is not that, like I said, I was surprised it wasn't that much different than what I'm producing now. I was concerned that maybe my quality had dropped or my style had changed dramatically, but not really. Aside from 10 times the glitter on all my new projects, it's pretty much the same. I didn't add any tabs or charms to this journal. Sometimes I just don't want to. I don't feel like it needs it. It's extra glitz and glam that I didn't feel like this needed. I wanted this journal to have a certain kind of elegance to it with the light and delicate lace and not quite as froofy and fluffy and frilly as some of my other projects. It also adds variety. I have some of my customers will buy more than one of my journal, so it's probably nice for them if I have different styles, and then it's fun for me to work in different styles. So when I don't glue the envelope shut, it's so that you can write on the inside of the envelope. That's an envelope tucked inside an envelope that's turned into a flip out. This is a 9x6 journal. I've forgotten how many pages. I want to say there's over 200 pages in here. It'll be in the Etsy listing. And I really love the pastels and how it came out. So anything like that big tag there, I don't know if that was glittery to start, but if it wasn't to start, it's glittery now. So any of those big mushroom tags that didn't have glitter on them, there was just a couple things I went back through after filming that just had to have glitter. But I could have spent like another week on working on making glitter for it. And right now I'm working on another fairy journal. It's from the Fairyland, I think it is, journal kit, the tall skinny one. I cut it in half vertically and made a short chunky journal out of that, and everything's done and decorated except for the glitter on that project. So when I do that, I'll add the glitter, I'll use the heat gun for a few seconds, and then I have the kitchen ceiling fan running, so then I go put it under the ceiling fan in the kitchen so it doesn't freeze us out, because it's winter and pretty chilly. Money is super, super tight this year from having gotten sick over the summer. I lost some of my bookkeeping clients, and then I haven't been able to make in-person appointments with some of my other clients, although it's kind of a roller coaster. The health is up and down, finding the right medications or mix of medications. But I've stopped losing weight, and I've even gained a little bit of weight, which is surprisingly a good thing for me. I've always been an obese person and had to have weight loss surgery probably about 20 years ago. So when I first got sick, I lost so much weight that my daughter still thinks I need to gain some more back, but I'm like, no, my clothes are fitting, and I'd gotten overweight, thankfully, before I got sick, so that I'd only bought 2 new pairs of pants, but in the spring, my clothes were just too tight, and frankly, I prefer them pretty loose. So what I have now is, I just got rid of the 2 pairs of size 10 and then got back into my size 8s, and they just fit nice and loosely. Maybe some of them need a belt, but that's fine with me. And then I also did find where I had saved my smaller size clothes, because the last time I got sick, I wasn't actually quite this thin, but all of the clothes from then still fit. I'm only 5 pounds less right now than I was then. There was a point where I was like 10 pounds less than my lowest weight as an adult, and, still losing weight. But gut issues can really be complicated, and they're part of your central nervous system if you're not aware of that. So they're closely linked to your emotions and feelings. And if you're undergoing a lot of stress or strain or financial concerns, or even just the stress of having the medical problems, can add to your medical problems. So yeah, it's all tied together. I was really surprised to hear that, how having a really stressful day at work or a stressful doctor's appointment or meeting could really affect other things like my gut and my blood pressure. So, yep, interesting things. As we get older, we learn new things. I learned that I'm getting older. The treatment for the that we're doing is expected to comes with side effects, and the expectation is that those will increase as we adjust the dosage. So it's a long-term process, and I'm not looking forward to it. And we're working a lot on my mental health, trying not to worry about things that in the future that I have no control over, like my medical problems or health issues. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that, or financial woes. The cost of living has gotten really high. I pretty much chatted my whole way through this video, so I'll put on a few minutes of music here, and then I'll check back with you if you're still here, if my yammering on hasn't bored you. But yeah, I haven't felt good enough to do any filming or editing for the other channel, and I've done minimal editing for this channel. It's just a little bit hard to keep up with everything I used to, with the new routine that I'm getting used to, with the new me, the getting older me, the me that's having a birthday next month. Right now it's December 19th, the day I'm doing the voiceover on this. Like I said, I finished this project in June or July of this year. It was actually it's Pixie Dust Files. I had bought a lot of digital kits from them that I hadn't used, and so I finally got around to using this one. And you may have noticed that fairies are my favorite topic for journals. I love fairy tales like Alice in Wonderland and Cinderella and things like that. But the category that I have the most, see, like I think that got glittered, and so did the little girl on the little jar. She got glittered last night. But yeah, so it's been really therapeutic for me. I've been making some healing journals, some healing tag books for people who are going through something similar. I know I had gotten a plant pamphlet or a handout from somebody, and I kind of based it on that and then added some of my own stuff to it as kind of a daily positive affirmation thing about. It's kind of good for anybody who's going through a hard time. It reminds you to have faith and trust in the process, whatever that process is, and things like that. It's I like to pick a good affirmation for the morning. Sometimes it's about staying organized. Sometimes it's about prioritize your health. I just pick, it's a tag book, so I just pick a tag that's my kind of thought of the day. And maybe it changes midday. Maybe it starts from keeping organized to nurture yourself or something like that. And then there's always one that I like to look at for bedtime. That's something that I kind of think about right before I go to bed. Maybe it's something pertaining to the next day. Maybe it's, it's about just thoughts to think about that night. Since I've been having the IBS or the severe IBS and gut issues, it's caused quite a bit of insomnia. And seeing, I think I added glitter to that one also after the fact. And or the medications that they've given me have added to some insomnia. So some of this journal making recently has been getting done with some insomnia or with some maybe not feeling so great for my medications, but not this one. Like I said, this was the last one that I made before I got sick. And unfortunately, it's supposed to be a long recovery to get things all working right again. Well, that's it. That's it for this project. I guess no music for you guys. You got a chatty video instead. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and please have a wonderful day.